going back to my college, I think that's what one of the biggest things I got from being an O lineman was working and not getting credit. You feel me? Like, I feel like one of the biggest things they tell me is I'm slept on. I get that a lot. Like, you slept on. But that don't discourage me, bro, because I'm just so used to just working and putting in work repeatedly, even if I don't get the credit, because I know I'm him. You feel me? I know I'm hella clean. But it's this outside validation that a lot of people need that kind of fuck them over, you know?
Yeah, you know, something that's really interesting is just as a fan of music, there's like people feel like, I call it the underground mainstream. And I've referenced this before of like there's certain artists where people feel like they're popular, everybody knows them. And if you're not in that circle, you don't really count. But in my mind, in hip hop, there's people that most people never even heard of that are getting a bag right now
for sure.
that can go sell out a whole theater in a whole another state anytime they feel like it. And there's room for everybody to get in where they fit in.
1,000%. And I think that's the beauty of art. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to really gauge what success means to you, right? And I remember I felt I was successful when I first just started making money off music. I think the misconception is you didn't make it until you making hella money and you selling out hella shows and you streaming crazy. There's a whole world in the middle where you could be doing really well for yourself. And like I was telling him earlier, you could be making, as an artist, you could be making $85,000, $100,000 a year. Nigga, you're winning. You don't got a regular job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're living off your art. Yeah. You're not the biggest artist in the world, you know what I'm saying? But you are making enough money to support the people around you, not work a job, live how you want to live. To me, that's hella clean. But niggas feel like they got to be up millions and doing 1 billion streams and selling out 10,000 tickets. I get it. That's the dream. We all want that. But it's a lot of shit, like you said, it's in the middle. I know a lot of artists, like you said, that are living in the middle, doing really well, buying houses, providing for the people around them, building the ecosystem, traveling the world, you know what I'm saying, selling out shows, X, Y, Z. And like you said, you would never know.
That's what it's all about in my mind. I feel like, and I was going to get to this later, but fuck it. I feel like
fuck it. God, fuck what you niggas talking about, man.
I feel like I've seen you be very vocal about the music industry and about these types of subject matters.
Like what exactly?
I don't remember exactly, but on Twitter, I just feel like you be going in on like...
I be saying a lot of shit on Twitter. I was drunk.
That's cool, but I feel like...
I've been trying to think what you're saying.
I don't remember exactly, so maybe this isn't the best question, but...
I would just need a point of reference.
Like, I just feel like you have a lot to say about the state of music in 2025, man. And
yeah, but I feel what you're saying, but also, like, I don't understand how niggas don't got a lot to say. It's a lot of shit going on. It's a lot of shit that don't make sense. It's a lot of shit that do make sense. It's a lot of niggas who are... It's a lot of ways to play the game. And I feel like, I get into studio sessions, and my problem is when I get into studio sessions with niggas, we talk for 2 hours. I feel like we could do music whenever. Bro, let's talk about how you moving and maneuvering and running your plays. Because it's like we not really chopping game like we supposed to. It's a whole world, it's a whole game being played behind the scenes that niggas don't talk about. We just make the music and they benefit off it. We get our little check and think we straight. Bro, niggas, it's crazy the plays getting ran behind the scene. The sites, the apps motherfuckers are using, the data that they using.
Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
see, I knew I was gonna activate that part of your brain. Bro.
Yeah, but I just think it's a lot going on that I don't understand why niggas are not talking about it.
Okay, what's going on behind the scenes? Let's go in. Let's go in on them, Raj. Come on, man.
I'm not even trying to go in. I'm just saying.
Let's go in on them. Fuck that.
I don't even know who we going in on.
I don't either, but let's
go
there.
He asked me this question. It's a kind of leading question, but it's not.
Man,
I'm also media trained, so you know what I'm saying. You got to take that into account too.
The media, bro.
So I'm not finna shit on nobody.
Or people say this is an interview. It's not an interview. It's a conversation. I just happen to ask certain questions and lead it in a certain direction.
I don't know if it's anybody I want to go in on.
No, I didn't say going in on anybody.
You just said
I said the music industry. I said
the industry. I think
behind the scenes. You can leave the names blank.
Yeah.
But talk about some of the trickery and some of the fuckery and some of the. Come on, we all know know.
Yeah, no.
We all know certain streams don't make sense. We all know certain numbers don't make sense. We know men lie, women lie. Numbers can be altered. We all know this. So
right.
let's talk about it real quick.
Yeah, I'm just trying to say exactly what we're talking about.
I don't know, man. We're just we're just going, bro.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think it's like you said. It's a lot of that. I think it's a lot of smoke and mirrors. I think it's a lot of manipulation that you don't take into account. But I think the whole game with this thing is what warps people's mind. You know, people think that the shit that they see on here is real and what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And they try to, you know, they'll whoop the consumer to some point because the consumer will see X amount of likes, streams, whoop-de-whoop, not knowing the streams are bought, not knowing the likes are bought, not knowing a lot of this shit is contrived, right? In reality, a lot of artists be struggling. A lot of artists be going through it. But you get, you know, you start playing the game, and now you're in the game. You're playing the game. Like, I like, my favorite type of artists are the artists I meet, and I've only experienced them through the music. And then I meet them, and they are who they are.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But then you meet some artists who are, you clearly are playing like a game. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard for me to, like, distinguish that. But it gets weird, like, because you can fool the consumer into thinking you're something bigger than you are. But the mind fuck is when you start fooling yourself.
Wow.
Right? And I feel like a lot of artists have fooled themselves into thinking that they something that they not. Like, I remember, like, even going back to when niggas was, you know, telling me they sleeping on, like, oh, niggas sleep on you. You should be a lot bigger than what you are. I'm on my 3rd tour in Europe. You know what I'm saying? We selling out shows in different places, and I'm looking at the people they comparing me to, and it's like, no disrespect, but cut it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we really comparing? You comparing me to this, but in real life, it's different. So I feel like it's just a lot of that kind of shit going on, but that's the whole game of the phone. I don't even think that's just music. I think that's just the smoke and mirror of the internet.
Yeah, it's the way society is right now. I feel like in 20 years, there's gonna be all types of studies that come out.
They're coming out right now.
They're coming out right now, but in 20 years, we really gonna see like, oh, this just fucked up a lot of shit.
For sure.
We're in trouble.
For sure.
Yeah, the comparison game comes up a lot on this podcast, or at least recently. I suppose it's because I talk to so many artists who are successful or perceived as being successful, and even among people who have talent, accolades, streams, money, whatever, there's this thing of, but what about him? Or like, who's hotter than this? Or why is this that? And I feel like, especially for developing artists that haven't broken through yet, that really fucks them up.
For sure.
Because they feel like they looking at somebody that, oh, all he did was just post one picture and his whole song just went crazy, so that's all I got to do. It's like, no, there is a marketing team working around the clock.
Exactly.
He just posted it once on this account, but there's like tens of thousands, if not hundreds of $1,000s being invested for you to get this image in your mind that you're seeing.
1,000%, bro. 1,000%.
Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay. Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay.